Hello everyone, my name is Lucky Chettapalli, and today I will be showing you how to multiply two binomials using the FOIL method. To start off, what are binomials? Well, binomials are mathematical expressions that contain two terms, which must be separated by addition or subtraction. In order to add binomials, you combine like terms to get an answer. However, to multiply binomials, you can use the FOIL method I will be teaching today. So, what is the FOIL method? Well, the FOIL method is a process used to multiply two binomials using the distributive property, just as it is shown below. So, the basic formula for the FOIL method would be a plus b times c plus d would equal to ac plus ad plus bc plus bd. So, let's take an example. Say x plus 2 times x plus 3. The FOIL method is called FOIL because we use the order first, outside, inner, and last. First, we're going to multiply our a times c. In our case, it's x times x. And that would simply equal x squared. Next, we're going to multiply the outer, and the outer would be a times d. In our case, that would be x times 3. And that would equal 3x. Next, we're going to multiply the inner, and the inner is b times c. So that would be 2 times x, which equals 2x. And lastly, we're going to multiply the last, which would just be b times d. And that would be 2 times 3, which equals 6. Now, let's write out our answer. So, we have x squared plus 3x plus 2x plus 6. Let's check if there's any like terms, and yes, there is, 3x and 2x. So our final answer would be x squared plus 5x plus 6. So using the FOIL method, we found out that x plus 2 times x plus 3 equals x squared plus 5x plus 6. Now, let's try another example. Say 5x plus 5 times 5x plus 10. So let's start with f for first. So that would be a times c. So it would, in our case, it would be 5x times 5x, which would equal 25x squared. Now, let's go with the outer, which would be a times d. In our case, that would be 5x times 10. And that would equal to 50x. Next up is the inner, which is b times c, which would be 5 times 5x, which is just 25x. And lastly, we have the last, which is just b times d, which is 5 times 10, which equals 50. Now let's write out our answer. 25x squared plus 50x plus 25x plus 50. So let's see if we have any like terms, and yes we do. 50x plus 25x is 75x, so that would equal to 25x squared plus 75x plus 50. So using the FOIL method, we know that 5x plus 5 times 5x plus 10 is equal to 25x squared plus 75x plus 50. So I say we try one last example. Okay, so you know the drill. First we multiply the first, which is a times c, which would be 8. For our example, 8x minus 7 times 7x minus 8 would be 8x times 7x, which would be 56x squared. Next is the outer, and that would be a times d, which is 8x times negative 8, which would be negative 64x. Moving on to the inner, which would be negative 7 times 7x, which is negative 49x. And we move on to the last, which is just b times d, which is negative 7 times negative 8, which equals 56. Now to put our terms together, so 56 x squared minus 64x minus 49x plus 56. Let's check to see if we have any like terms, and obviously negative 64x and 49x are like terms, so negative 64 plus x plus negative 49x would be negative 113x. So we can write this out as 56x squared minus 113x plus 56. So we now know that using the FOIL method, 8x minus 7 times 7x minus 8 equals 56x squared minus 113x plus 56. One issue with the FOIL method is that the FOIL method cannot always be used to multiply two sets of parentheses. Say, for example, this problem we have below, the outer would be a plus b, outer. The first would be, a times b. The first would be a times c, the inner would be b times c, and the last would be b times d, but in our case, our constant in the second set is never being multiplied with anything. Therefore, the FOIL method cannot be used in all cases of sets of two parentheses. In this sort of case, you would need to either use the box method or calculate it out using the distributive method and factoring. Thank you for listening to my presentation about multiplying two binomials using the FOIL method. I hope you learned a lot from it. Bye!